Alright guys, I am back with my review of WWE Friday Night Smackdown for March 21st, 2014. And the show starts off with Kane coming out. He talks about Triple H ending the Yes movement on Raw. He reads a letter from Triple H. It was pretty boring. Then it's Fandango versus Fernando of Los Matadores. And Fandango gets distracted by the Bull chasing Summer Rae around the ring, and Fernando rolls him up and gets the win. He loses to Fernando here. And you know where Fandango went wrong? If you remember last year when they were building up the feud with Fandango versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania, he came out one night and laid out Chris Jericho. And as he's standing over him, Chris Jericho is begging him, pleading with him, don't say anything, just leave. Basically telling him that it will make a bigger impact if he just leaves. And Fandango stops and he thinks about it, and then he says, it's Fandango. And he didn't listen to Chris Jericho, and that's what screwed him up. But seriously, I have no idea what happened to Fandango. I never expected him to be like a huge star or anything because of the gimmick, but I could at least see him as a decent mid-card guy. And now I feel like Summer Rae is the only thing keeping him afloat because she's part of Total Divas. It's Dolph Ziggler versus Damien Sandow, and they had a pretty good match. It would have been better if Sandow had at least some heat going into this thing, but they clearly don't care about Sandow. I mean, Dolph beats him with the Famasser, not even the zigzag here. So Dolph wins the match, and this is good for Dolph. It seems like he's getting some type of a push right now. I don't think he's going to win the Battle Royal, even though that would be really cool if he did win. I feel like they're kind of building him up so that people get behind him for that match, because they know the crowd's going to be behind him anyway. But I just don't see him pulling out the victory there. But Dolph Ziggler, if he is getting another push, he needs to start wrestling in a freaking helmet or something, because he cannot afford another concussion to screw up this push. Not that it's his fault or anything. I mean, shit happens, you get a concussion, you can't help it. But damn, I mean, twice he's been screwed up by those concussions and killed all his momentum. Bray Wyatt cuts another promo on Cena, and Cena does have a match against Luke Harper later, so this was a good way to build up that match. Then it's Rollins and Ambrose versus Ryback versus the Real Americans versus Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre. So you got this four-way tag match, and the interesting thing here is every single team is a heel. They're all heel teams. But the Shield was working as baby faces. After this, they're officially baby faces in my opinion. But this was a good match. This whole thing was awesome. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. So the match breaks down. It's chaos. Reigns spears Heath Slater on the outside. Kane runs out. He starts beating down Reigns. The New Age Outlaws run out and help him beat down Reigns. And in the ring, everyone is just attacking the Shield. Cesaro hits the neutralizer on Rollins. Ryback hits Shell Shocked on Ambrose. Then Kane chokeslams Ambrose. Billy Gunn hits the Famasser on Rollins. Kane chokeslams Reigns. They just leave the Shield decimated. And it was great stuff. And it's kind of just, if you think about it, for all the people the Shield has taken out over their time together. But yeah, this was really good, and I think this is way better than just splitting the Shield up. It's Miz TV with the Big Show. And Miz starts talking about how Big Show always loses at WrestleMania. Big Show gets upset at Miz. And then Miz calls out a bunch of guys who are going to be in the Battle Royal. And he tells them that they should take out the Big Show. And, I mean, nobody really listens. Everybody just starts fighting. But then they have like an unofficial Battle Royal. Like they're throwing each other over the top rope. And it comes down to Sheamus and Big Show. And Big Show's trying to eliminate Sheamus. Miz runs in and tries to eliminate Big Show by himself. And Big Show eliminates Sheamus and Miz to win. I mean, it's not really an official match, but whatever the hell it was, Big Show won. And actually, this was good. I like this. At first, I thought it was going to be your typical boring Miz TV segment, but this was actually pretty good stuff. It's Alberto Del Rio versus Big E. And this was another good match. Kept this one pretty short, actually. Del Rio wins with a kick to the face. He actually goes over Big E here, which I thought was surprising. Then they show some comedy stuff backstage with Emma and Santino. It was okay. Then it's the Bellas versus Natalya and Summer Rae. And Summer Rae and Natalya aren't getting along. And then Brie hits the face buster on Natalya for the win. And that was pretty much it. This was okay for what it was. They also kept this one pretty short. So apparently the Undertaker was on Main Event, and he comes up behind Heyman and grabs him and tells him he's going to send Brock Lesnar to hell. Then we see Kane talking to all the guys that helped jump the Shield, and he gives Ryback a tag team title shot and the Real Americans a tag team title shot, and he tells 3MB that they're entered into the Battle Royal match. The main event is Luke Harper versus John Cena, and they traded some sloppy Hurricane Ranas. But I actually thought this was decent. I feel like this could have been really good if it had more time, but it was a decent match. Cena hits the AA for the win, then he runs away before the Wyatts can get to him. And that was the end of the show. And I thought this was a good SmackDown. The only thing that was really boring was that Fandango Los Matador guy match. But everything else was pretty good. I feel like they stepped their game up for this one. So that's my review. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching.